Hello everyone, today I would like to talk about how the drinking age should return to 18 in order to enable healthier drinking habits. Do you know someone who has died in a drunk driving accident? Well, unfortunately, this is a very common tragedy that happens in today's society. According to the Journal of Economic Perspectives in the U.S. National Library of Science, many college presidents and other high school principals, etc., think that the drinking age should be lowered to 18 in order to eliminate deaths and other deaths related to drinking. Since students in high school are technically not allowed to drink, this makes them want to do it even more so. And driving under the influence and going behind their authorities back in order to drink. Solving the case related to lowering the drinking age should be done through comparisons and different types of research. In the journal, it specifically talks about how deaths due to motor vehicle accidents recentered around the time period in which the minimum legal drinking age was raised back to 21. This does prove that it is safer for the drinking age to return to 18 in order to eliminate deaths due to drunk driving. The specific figure shows that the trends toward the effect of the minimum legal drinking age on mortality rates. A specific quote in the journal actually says, "The estimates of the effect of the minimum legal drinking age on mortality for the subgroups described in the figure are consistent with a large body of previous research showing that the minimum legal drinking age has economically significant effects on the motor vehicle mortality rates of young adults." This data was gathered because more than 100 college presidents and other higher education officials signed this thing called the Amethyst Initiative because they believed that the drinking age would being lower would prevent more motor vehicle accidents overall. I think that this is a great argument towards lowering the drinking age to 18 because it provides specific data that proves the argument. Moving on. It is okay that the drinking age be lowered to 18 because it will help educate children into their teens and 20s on how to consume alcohol in moderation and in a mature way. It is common that in some places like France, parents actually give their kids wine at dinner. Other countries allow people younger than 21 to drink, so the US should do the same. Research actually shows that the younger the drinking age, the less deaths due to alcohol occur. According to the article by Brandon Griggs, who is arguing for a cultural model, he believes that the drinking age should be lowered to 18 because there is too much binge drinking that is occurring. He states that by serving small amounts of wine to children at dinner, parents educate their kids about alcohol and rob drinking of its taboo allure, which can make rebellious teenagers sneak off to basements and backwoods to binge drink far away from adult supervision. Also, the US is one of the only developed countries that have a minimum drinking age of 18, such as Iceland, Japan, and France, and it seems to work just fine with their drinking age. Actually, Heath states that the younger the people start to drink, the safer they are. Most students come to college as 18-year-olds and drink anyways behind closed doors, and it makes it hard for people in charge on college campuses to actually control this drinking and enforce the laws when most of the student body is actually drinking already. Therefore, reference to the same article that Brandon Griggs wrote for CNN, McCardle, who is president of the University of the South, which is in Tennessee, believes that it is specifically hard to enforce the rules when 70% of the student body drinks under 21 years old. According to psychology, there are certainly pros to drinking at the age of 18. For example, it is proven that when someone is told to not do something, someone always wants to do that thing even more. Therefore, if the drinking age was lowered to 18, then people would not be as tempted to drink underage in college all the time. According to the pros and cons article on the Psychology Today website, they believe that it should solely be up to school and parents to guide their children in a way that teaches them to drink responsibly. Lowering the drinking age to 18 would increase health benefits. Binge drinking is a huge part of the drinking age being 21 right now, which is a health risk because binge drinking, believe it or not, can actually lead to alcoholism. Therefore, the drinking age should be lowered to 18 and students should be given a responsible drinking class in high school. Since 18-year-olds are able to vote and fight in the army, and be considered an adult in society, they should be allowed to drink at 18. Moving on. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, the U.S. Department of Human Services state that the drinking age was originally 21 years old. After the 26th Amendment was actually passed back in history, the drinking age was changed to 18 because the people in charge believed that if you could fight for your country and vote for the President of the United States, then you should be able to drink at 18 and just have like a beer. So, originally, the 18th Amendment consisted of all liquor not being allowed to be sold to even 18-year-olds, but then was repealed and alcohol was only allowed for people who were 21 years and older. Although many states decided to lower their drinking age to the ages between 18 and 20 after the 26th Amendment, because this is when 18-year-olds were now allowed to vote and such, later on, the National Minimum Drinking Act was enforced. And this meant that the drinking age was and still is 21 years old today. In concluding, lowering the drinking age to 18 would increase health benefits, eliminate binge drinking, allow students to be educated earlier, and allow the U.S. to be more up to date with other countries. This change would also make more sense because 18-year-olds are considered legal, able to vote, and able to fight for their country. Therefore, they should be able to drink at 18. This change would affect the United States for the better and save lives daily due to alcohol consumption. Thank you. And moving forward, I would now like to discuss the policy change that I just brought up about lowering the drinking age to 18. Are there any questions that y'all would like to ask me about the policy change? Okay, great question. So binge drinking actually is when you drink a lot at one time, and a lot of 16-year-olds do this. It's something people do because they know they're not allowed to drink. So, I'd like to talk about the pros and cons of the drinking age moving to 18. What are y'all's thoughts? Would you like to see the drinking age be lowered to 18? Why or why not? Great, yeah. So some pros I actually thought about. Well, health benefits are such a detour to binge drinking. And so, alrighty, thank you.